We're Ashley and Christian, and we started traveling together in March of 2017 and haven't stopped since. After visiting over 30 countries across 4 continents, we've become hooked on seeing, tasting, and trying new things. Being pushed out of our comfort zones while traveling has inspired us to set a crazy goal of visiting every country in the world.
Good morning! This morning we will be driving the Transfagarasan. We went ahead and got ourselves some coffee here real quick. That's going to be enough fuel to get us on the road, and we're going to go ahead and head over to our little car before we get a parking ticket.
Yes.
Thankfully, no ticket.
We drove about 45 minutes from Sibiu, and we are now on the Transfagarasan. And you can see this beautiful mountain range back here is what we'll be driving up into. This is known as the greatest driving road in the world, voted on by a few magazines and stuff.
Our first pull off on the Transfagarasan, just taking in some of the views that we have now. We're not very far up the mountain, but we are already starting to see some beautiful ranges. The road is a little windy, so if you're not very good with windy roads, you might bring some ginger or Dramamine.
We are at our first big stop, which is Balea Cascada, or Balea Waterfall, which you can see right there. We didn't know this, but there's a cable car that goes from the waterfall area right here up to a lake up there. So I think we're gonna attempt to get on the cable car. You can see it coming down right here.
To the lake.
The cable car took us down by the waterfall and then up to the lake. You can also get here by driving, which we're going to end up back here later anyway, but the cable car is a really cool aerial perspective of the whole way up. It was 80 lei round trip per person though.
This lake is beautiful. Honestly, the temperature up here is like perfect right now. You really feel like you're actually in the mountains. So cold.
We feel really lucky because I read a bunch of blog posts and stuff about driving the Transfagarasan, and it said that honestly, Balea Waterfall and Balea Lake, you can't even see a lot of the time because of the fog and cloud cover. So we feel extremely lucky to actually get to see the lake, because I honestly was expecting not to be able to see it. Just the way it sits, like nestled in between these jutting mountains, they just almost go straight up. It's just a beautiful area. If you look around us, this is the fog I was talking about. Look how that moved in so quickly. It's crazy. We're gonna go ahead and take the cable car back down so we can go get our car and start the drive up, since it's foggy right now, and hopefully it'll start clearing up again. If you have the time and want to spend the money, I think the cable car is definitely worth it.
We just got down from the cable car and we saw people walking around with these things, and I was like, what the heck is that? I want one of those. It's actually called Cascada. They have a couple different kinds of it, but this is the one with garlic sauce and cheese. It's like super soft bread. I don't even know. Oh my gosh, it's like a piece of heaven. This is amazing.
Got my corn and my Lagos Cascada. If there's one thing that's for sure, you will not go hungry when you're driving on the Transfagarasan, because there's food stops everywhere. They're very hearty and delicious, and I can taste the garlic through my nose. It's so good. Some quick history about the Transfagarasan. It obviously passes through a mountain range, which are the Transfagarasan Mountains range. Nicolae Ceausescu, the leader of the time of Romania, ordered this road to be built in case of Soviet invasion. They were able to cross from the north to the south or the south to the north of the country using this road. So that's a little bit of history on why it was built. They never used it for that purpose. It's a tourist attraction now. It's considered the most beautiful driving road in the entire world. And interestingly enough, when they started construction, they actually started it from both ends of the highway. And when they met in the middle, the road was completed. And this right here is the plaque documenting that or memorializing that. So this is the Poarta Intalniri, which means the meeting gate, which is fitting because this is where they met. We are making our way up the highway, as you can see behind me. But as you can also see behind me, everyone is stopped on the road. So we're like slowly inching up the highway. I'm really glad we already did Balea Lake, because trying to get a spot up there right now may be impossible. We have made it back up to the lake, and this is the parking lot behind me. We're paying 10 lei for an hour, but I got another one of these that I am very bad at pronouncing. Kurtuskalachis. We're not able to look up the pronunciation because the internet isn't loading, so please tell me how to pronounce it in the comments. This view I have right now is reminding me of Iceland. Like, there's a mountain jutting out of the side of the mountain, and the water is so blue. It's just super beautiful here. I'm really glad that we decided to come and drive this road, because it's like a little mountain escape in the middle of Romania. Look at this, just glistening in the sun. These are so good. This is like one of my favorite desserts, and you can't really buy these in the US, but I think I'm gonna try and figure out how to make them. We are driving down the mountain and our phones went off, and it sounded like the emergency alert sound, and obviously it's all in Romanian, but we translated it and it's for bears. So there was bear sightings. So they send out emergency alerts for the area for bear sightings. It said stay away from that area. So don't really know where that area is.
Maybe we'll see him
but
on the
we're
way
going
down.
to Google Map it.
Just came around a corner and saw a bear just sitting there eating some leaves. And I'm assuming it was the bear or one of the bears that was on the emergency alert we received earlier. But how amazing is that, guys? We've now seen a bear here in Romania. I think we saw one in Glacier National Park. We saw a black bear and a grizzly bear in Glacier. So third bear. It's our third bear. We're adding him to the list. He was pretty cool too. That was another bear. He looked like he had a collar on. I'm assuming that's like a tracker for the bears, and that's how you get on the alerts and stuff. Right along the road, and there's a lot of people stopped, and I was like, it's gotta be a bear. And it was. We are here at Vidraru Dam.
Vidraru Dam? Vidraru? We are at Vidraru Dam.
Yes, we just arrived here at the dam. I've never been to Hoover Dam in the US, but I would assume it's something like this. Gorgeous lake right behind us as well, and these tunnel systems that you drive through with your car. So obviously there's water on this side, but on this other side of the dam
Is the dam.
Isn't
that what it's called?
Yeah.
Or is the whole thing the dam? We'll show you the other side. It's just a straight drop down like a dam is, but it's really cool. Just to think like this is holding all of this water in.
And I think I remember watching a basketball player throw a basketball down like one of these dams and like he like landed in the hoop. I don't know, it's Dude Perfect I think or something like that. Really cool vid, but back to ours.
We do have one more stop after this that's pretty cool.
Yeah, what is it?
You don't even know what it is. I'll show you later, but it involves Dracula again.
Oh, that's exciting. As a viewer, I would be very excited.
As living it, are you excited?
A little bit. Not as much as a viewer though, right?
Christian would kill me if he knew I was doing this with a camera, but look at that! Look at how far down that is! Our last stop on the Transfagarasan is just a viewpoint. We're viewing this castle up here, which is Poenari Castle, which is the real home of Vlad the Impaler, aka Vlad Tepes, aka Dracula. He did not actually live in Balea Castle. He lived here in Poenari, in what used to be Wallachia. It was actually originally built in the 1200s. They left it in ruin. Whoever lived there before, Vlad the Impaler saw it, thought this is a perfect place for me to live. We're high up on a mountain. Nobody can really get to us. So he fixed it up in the 1400s, and that's where he lived. We are not going to go up because, number one, you have to walk up 1,400 steps. It's actually closed right now because of the bear sightings. So whenever there's bear sightings in the area, they will close access to the castle since it is such a long hike.
So we just arrived in Bucharest. We dropped off our rental car.
We were at our Airbnb. And this is the size of the elevator, so I'm gonna go on up and get into our room. Bye!